video, I'm going to talk about how we can set up an application development environment for writing a React application. So what we are trying to use is something with Webpack. But basically, we are going to use this template provided by this guy. So this guy is a really famous person that does something really well, but we don't need to worry about that for now. So what we are trying to do is just set up a React application starting point based on the boilerplate they provide from GitHub. Okay, so if we just download the zip file, and then basically the outcome will be something very similar to what I have in here. I'm gonna explain what I have set up in here, and then basically when you start by doing something very similar, you can just get started really well. So I'm gonna update all of this on GitHub, so you don't need to worry about writing it down or whatever for now. So the starting point would be npm. So if we look at the package file in here, right? So if you are not familiar with npm, then okay. So yeah, might need to just do npm. Hang on a second. We don't worry about npm for now. But if you've got npm set up on your machine, then let's get started. Otherwise, yeah, you might need to just install npm as a starting point. So let's walk through what we have in here. With the package file, they provide a package file in here, and then the bit that we need to look at is going to be the script part, which have two commands over here. And then this one start says no service.js, but basically what that does is just using node to run this file. Okay, and then there is another command as well, which does the ESLint to check your code quality. So what that will do is looking at this file of configuration and that one to see what you configured, and then basically use that as some sort of principle to validate your JavaScript. Okay, and then the rest will be like you need to set up some development dependencies. What that means is they wouldn't go into your production code. So we've got Babel, which is used to translate, to compile, to understand your JSX or ES6 JavaScript. And then we've got ESLint, which is something to check your code quality. And then React Hot Loader and Webpack. So React Hot Loader allows you to do some development without refreshing the page, and then the update will appear on the page. And then Webpack is the one that we use to package our application. And then there's dev server. It's just a development server, so that we can just go command line to run it. So what that does is just something that we set up in here. So basically in this server file, it just sets up Webpack dev server to run our application. Okay, so you don't need to worry about the content for now, but basically it will run on local host 3000. Okay, so that's the part that we need to worry about. And then basically in terms of writing a React application, all you need will be just these two dependencies. Okay, you might need to put Babel in here just because in some browsers they don't support React really well. But if it's not compiled into normal, well, if it's not compiled into normal JavaScript, you need that. Otherwise, you don't. Okay, so that's package.json. Once you've got all of this, all you need to do is just npm install. And then what that does, because I've already done that, so I wouldn't do that again. What that does is creating this folder which contains all the stuff that we need to run our application. Okay, so that's all the dependencies basically. So that's this file, and then we've already seen that. Oh no, we haven't seen this one. This one is some Babel configuration to say, okay, it is something like this or that or React, then we will use the Babel to transpile to try to understand that. Okay, so that's that one. And then server, we've checked that. Webpack config. So if we want to run it on Webpack, then basically we need to set something up in here. So the important parts in here will be the entry. So these two are related to the hot loader, and then that one says our starting point is this source index.js file. You don't need to put JS at the end because this is configured in here. Okay, so the output directory when you run Webpack. So the other thing is once we set up Webpack, all we need to do is just running Webpack. It will bundle all of the required information into just one JavaScript file so that you can just import it in your index.html file to start your application. We'll look into details later. The output directory, so the output will be this bundle.js file at the end, and then plugin, that one says hot loader, and then you'll just use the hot loader plugin. And then this is an important part. You've got loaders. The reason it's got S is because this is a list. So within this list, you've got multiple loaders. Okay. So for this particular one, you say if it's a file that that ends with this pattern, okay, that adopts this pattern. So basically, it's something .js ends. Then it will just use this loader. So that will pick up these two items. Again, it's got S in here because you need to supply an array. And then it will just look at the stuff in this source directory and then try to compile it using the bubble and React hot loader. So use these two loaders then. So that's what that does. Okay. So once we have all of this set up, basically what we need is just the because we said hang on a second. So then basically what we need is just this file to run the application. So for basic React application setup, what we need is an ID called root or whatever you like. And then in your React application, you need to say, I want to create something and put that into this element. So get element by ID and put that into there. And then this is our application as a starting point application. So then that's all the setup that we need for React. And then once I have all of that ready, then what I need to do is just npm start, okay? So that will basically run, hang on a second, run this command, okay? And then it's got everything in here as the outcome, right? Although I somehow get this Angular icon in there, but that's not something important, okay? So then if I go over here and change that to hello, save that, you instantly see the outcome in here. That's what the React hot loader does, okay? So once you save that, it get hot loaded, okay? So yeah, basically that's it as a starting point to set it up.